Monday. It's very cold, it's very wet and it's very windy, but let's go fishing, shall we? I'm on a small brook and I am pursuing 3 spined sticklebacks, one of our mini species. I've just dropped a bait into the water and I'll be back with a fish. I'm confident this morning. It might not be a big fish, but as always, at least I'm not a blanker. You can see also how the fish will take the bait. Fish number 3. I think I'll weigh this one. I've zeroed the scales and I reckon that could be a 3 even. It's certainly a very, very good 2. Well, 3.1. No, it's settled at exactly 3 grams. Fantastic. Let's turn it round so we get a nice shot there. Not bad when you consider that the British record is 8 grams. So percentage wise, that's excellent. That's the brook, and alongside on the near bank you've got, relatively speaking, deeper water. That's where the fish are. It's not rocket science, is it? It's watercraft. Fish number 4, that one has actually been hooked. Some of the smaller ones hold on to the maggot, whereas the larger sticklebacks, you get a clean hook. You saw the rod and reel at the start of the video. Let's go into more detail, shall we? It's a poacher's pocket. It's a metre long, it's telescopic, which is fantastic. It's mini as well, great for this type of situation. You wouldn't be able to get a pole in here or a conventional rod. So this type of approach is great. I use the line, very simple setup, straight the way through. Small shot there just to take it down. And then I've got a size 16 hook and I cut the end off the maggot, which means, as I referred to just now, the smaller ones, they hold on. The bigger ones, you'll still be able to catch those fair and square. It's an approach that I've worked out works for this particular type of venue, and that's what you do, don't you? As I said just now, it's not rocket science, it's watercraft. Wherever you are, whether it's a tiny brook or the huge ocean, you work out what's in front of you, what the depth is, what the conditions are, if there's a pull on the water, etc., and you fish accordingly. It's a fish every cast. Some of them are quite decent as well. Usually when I'm fishing, I put some attractor out, ground bait, brown crumb usually, in my case, maybe maggots, corn, whatever, in with it as well. But as far as this type of angling is concerned, I just drop the bait into the water. The fish are there, you know your brook, you know your venue, whatever it is. And in this type of angling, you fish and then it goes quiet, you've exhausted the spot and you move on to somewhere else. And if you do your homework and get to know your local area, your local brook, or maybe not quite so local, might need to travel to fish there, you know where the fish are, and you know that when you go you have maybe 2, 3, 4 swims that you can rotate between if you want to, but it's great fun. It might be a small fish, but it shows that it's a healthy brook and they are breeding. And as always, regardless of the species, if you catch small ones, it means they've been produced by bigger fish. Another one there, perfection in miniature. Another small stickleback, not hooked, but it just disappeared down my sleeve. There he goes. Get that one back in the water. Not hooked, but holding on to the maggot. Another one for the scales there. I'm not sure it will be a 3, but certainly a 2. Well, Exactly 3 on the dot. The scales that I use, they were a gift for my wife on Valentine's Day a few years back now. She follows my angling, might not necessarily come out with me at the water's edge, but she knows what's going on. And I was mentioning maybe about the fish that I was catching, how big they were. And then on Valentine's Day, small present, but very, very well used since then indeed. And it's a jeweler scale, so you've got all sorts of weight measurements on there, but the one that particularly interests me, of course, is the grams. So not only in ones, twos, threes, etc., but also in tenths. So perfect when you want to weigh the mini species. There's a cover as well, really small, very compact, and I wouldn't go fishing without it. I'm right down at the water's edge, keeping a low profile, and I've actually lost count of the number of fish that I've caught. I haven't shown everyone to the camera either, but I'm having a great time. And whether you're fishing for 3-spine sticklebacks on a brook like I am today, or you're out there in the ocean targeting huge fish like conger eels or sharks or bass or taupe or cod, doesn't matter. The most important thing is, are you enjoying it? And as far as that's concerned, I'm certainly ticking the box this morning. Oh, and I think I'll get the scales out for that one again. That's definitely a good 2 and possibly a 3. Let's see. Place it on the scales and then have a look at the readout. 2.6. Still a nice fish though. Back home, showered and changed, ready for my weekly chat with Jeff Pearson on Bayside Radio, based in Colwyn Bay. We talk fishing, and the first question that Jeff always asks me is, have you been today? I have indeed, and those who listen to us on a regular basis will know that I've also been targeting sticklebacks on a brook, and that's what I was up to first thing this morning, sitting in the mud next to a tiny brook, catching tiny fish, but absolutely enjoying it. And as we just said, it's always about enjoyment, isn't it, when it comes to fishing?